You have 2 minutes.
Maraming salamat po aming ginoong tagapamahalang hukom at sa atin pong ginoong Pangulo. Meron po akong katanungan para sa prosecution. Sa akin pong mga kaibigan sa prosecution. Napakahalaga po sa bawat pagdinig ay yung nagsasabi ng katotohanan. Tama po ba?
Tama po.
Opo. Pagka ang isang witness po ay naging halimbawa ng paiba-iba ang sinasabi, ano pong tawag dito? Di ba po kasinungalingan?
This is a hypothetical question,
Apo.
Your Honor. You are not referring to any particular witness?
Si Las Cañas po. Yung inyo pong pinakitang affidavit,
Your Honor?
alam niyo po, hindi pa po ako tapos, kaibigan.
Good morning. Okay.
Lungkot po para sa amin na marinig na merong kayong ibinigay na affidavit na nabahiran dito po sa loob ng Senado. Dito sa plenaryo ng Senado ay nabahiran ng matinding masasabi nating kasinungalingan sapagkat magkaiba ang kanyang sinabi. October 3, 2016, sinabi niya walang kinalaman ang Pangulong Rodrigo Roa Duterte. February 20, March 6, na iba na ang istorya. Ang tanong ko po, ano ang tawag sa taong paiba-iba ang sinasabi? Di ba po sinungaling?
May I answer, Your Honor?
Opo.
Kagaya po ng aking binigyang linaw kanina. At paulit-ulit na rin pong sinabi ng ating presiding officer.
Pakisagot na lang po kasi yun lang po ang tanong. Tama po ba o mali na tawaging sinungaling ang taong iba-iba ang sinasabi?
I'm sorry, Your Honor, but I need to qualify my answer.
Mr. Presiding Officer, isang simpleng tanong lang po.
The lead prosecutor may agree or disagree or state a different characterization. I can state a different characterization if I'm asked by the good Senator Judge. You may disagree or agree with the
Your
statement
Honor.
of the Honorable Senator Judge Padilla. Feel free to say no or yes, Counsel.
Kagalang-galang ng mga senator judges at sa atin pong mga nanonood na kababayan. Dahil binanggit po ng kagalang-galang na Senador Robin Padilla ang pangalan at ang affidavit ni Arturo Las Cañas, nais ko pong linawin ang kanina ko pong manifestasyon. Ito po ay ipresenta sa impeachment court bilang bahagi ng
Presiding
testimonya
Officer,
ng witness.
hindi pa din po sinasagot ang...
Lead prosecutor, the response, it's not responsive to the question of Senator Judge Padilla. Allow me to, if the good Senator Judge will allow the presiding officer, pwede ba nating sabihin, lead prosecutor, na ang testigong pabago-bago ang kanyang testimonya sa magkakaibang petsa o araw o panahon ay isang testigong hindi maaasahan?
Without particular reference to Arturo Las
Sa
Cañas,
pangkalahatan,
I agree with you, Honorable Presiding Officer.
Posible nagsisinungaling siya sa isa, nagsasabi ng totoo sa isa, o nagsisinungaling sa isa, nagsasabi ng totoo sa isa, hindi na natin malalaman yun. Tama po ba yan?
Without particular reference to Arturo Las Cañas, I agree with you, Honorable Presiding Officer.
Thank you.
Maraming salamat po, aming ginoong
You may proceed,
tagapamahalang
Senator
hukom.
Judge Padilla.
Opo. Kasi po, katulad po ng sinabi ng aming Senator Judge, 10,000 hours, Pampilo Lacson, napakaliwanag po ng sinabi niya. At kami din po dito, ako po mismo ay gumawa din ng panukala na dapat yung mga nagsisinungaling dito yung mga paiba-iba ng testimony na nagiging aming mga witness ay dagdagan dapat ang sintensya ng perjury. Kailangan amendahan ang batas na yan. Ngayon, bilang pakiusap po sa inyo, sa prosecution, pwede po ba na sana ay maiwasan natin ang pagbibigay ng witness na may kasong perjury? Hindi na po ito si Las Cañas. Ang sinasabi ko po ay yung dalawang mahal nating witness, si Attorney Jeremy Lotok at si NBI Agent Talilong, na sa mga oras na ito ay may kasong hinaharap na perjury. Pwede po bang iwasan natin na may mga ganito tayong witness para ang nasasakdal po kasi dito ay ibinoto ng 32 million na tao. Sana po, aming mga mahal na kaibigan sa prosecution, ay isipin nating mabuti bago po tayo magbigay ng mga witness na may perjury na kaso o nagkaroon po kami ng dahilan na gumawa ng amenda na itong perjury ay amendahan. Pwede po ba yun?
Your Honor, with all due respect, I would like to take exception to the question and manifestation of the Honorable Senator Judge Robin Padilla. First of all, we were able to verify already that there are no cases pending against the prosecution witnesses. In addition, Your Honor, and only to respond to the concern of the Honorable Senator Judge Padilla, ang conviction po ay hindi ground for disqualification unless it is final and unless it is punishable by more than 1 year and that the crime constitutes.
For just $67, you can generate as many videos as you want and never have to worry about showing your face on camera or using complex editing tools. With only a few clicks.
Alam nyo, pag kayo ang pagpabor sa inyo, alam nyo, bawal po ang ginagawa.
Kindly maintain
Presiding
order
officer,
within the
bawal
court.
po ang ginagawa nitong nasa harap natin, nagkukomento.
Kindly maintain order in the court. The Sergeant at Arms, by authority of the Senate President, is directed to kindly maintain.
Hindi po
order in the
sila
court.
allowed mag-ingay. Korte po ito.
Thank you. You may proceed, Senator Judge. Who was speaking?
Ako po.
You may proceed, Senator Judge.
I was
Padilla.
interrupted.
With due
English.
apologies.
So, ibig niyo pong sabihin, yung mga senator judges dito ngayon na humaharap sa kaso na hindi po pinapayagan ng ombudsman at hindi pa rin sila guilty, ano pong ibig niyo sabihin?
Your Honor, with all due respect, ang question niyo po kanina ay kaugnay ng pagtistigo.
Testigo nga,
Referring to
judges
the
nga yung
witnesses of
sinasabi
the prosecution, Your Honor.
Ang usapan po ay yung guilty or not guilty. Okay? So, tatanong na po ako ng bago. Pwede po ba?
May I be clarified, Your Honor, on your last question about the senator you said are facing cases?
Lead counsel, I think that was more
Alam
of
niyo
a-
po, malinaw na po yung sinabi ko and wala po kayong karapatan magtanong
Hindi,
sa Senator Judge.
diliwanagin ko nga po. I think Senator Judge Padilla was making a manifestation and not posing a question to the lead prosecutor in relation to our two colleagues. You may proceed, Senator Judge Padilla.
Maraming salamat po, Ginoong tagapamahalang hukom. Pwede na po ba tayong mag-advance ng katanungan?
Yes, Your Honor.
Apo. Yung pong sinasabi ninyo, bakit nyo po nababanggit ang ICC dito? Ano po ang kinalaman ng ICC dito sa ating pagdinig?
With all due respect, Honorable Senator Judge Robin Padilla, kagaya po ng nabanggit ko na, At marahil panglima ng banggit ng presiding officer. Nabanggit po ang ICC, kaugnay ng affidavit ni Las Cañas na ipirinisinta po ng prosecution bilang bahagi lamang ng testimonya ng witness at bilang bahagi ng naging investigasyon ng Special Task Force ng NBI.
Maraming salamat po.
Senator Judge Padilla will please wind up. You can
Opo.
avail of a second round if you wish.
Opo. Maraming salamat po. So, ibig pong sabihin, malinaw na kanina sinabi natin na
What is the
hindi
pleasure
siya...
of with the permission of Senator Judge and indulgence of Senator Judge Padilla, what is the pleasure of Senator Judge Rafi Tulfo?
Walang mic. Kay Senator Padilla. Bakit pag sa kabila pinapayagan sila 5-10 minutes? Bakit pag sa amin, sa majority, kinakat agad ni remind pagdating ng 2 minutes? I think nakakalata na kami. So dapat pag sinabing 2 minutes, 2 minutes. Pag sa amin sa majority, pag 2 minutes, pinipindot nito. 2-3 beses. Totoo yan. Pero pag sa minority, umaabot na ng 5 minutes, 10 minutes. At meron akong record yan. Pinapayagan. Why? Thank you.
The comments of Senator Judge Rafi Tulfo is recognized. However, the chair would like to point out that in the impeachment court, there is no majority nor minority. We are all senator judges. And Senator Lacson earlier requested also an additional time to finish his point, which the chair allowed. That's why the chair reminded Senator Judge Padilla to wind up because his time already lapsed.
Kaya nga, Mr. Presiding Officer, I'm sorry, I do have a lot of respect in you. Yung sa akin lang, kahit na sino senador, kapag dating na ng 2 minutes, pinipindutan ng bell eh. Ako ilang beses na ako napindutan ng bell. Nakakairita eh. Samantalang yung iba, hindi pinipindutan ng bell, umabot pa ng 5 minutes. I'm not referring to anybody here now. Yun lang yun eh. Kaya nga kuminsan, binubulungan ko na nandiyan eh. Oy, pindutin mo na yung bell. Para naman makapagsalita yung iba. Yun lang po. Wala na akong tinutukoy dito. Dapat maging fair tayo. Yung sa nagpipindot ng bell. Pag sinabing 2 minutes regardless kahit na sinong senador yan. Thank you.
The clerk of court is instructed to kindly relate to the bell ringer. To kindly be consistent in doing the polite reminder to the senator judges with respect to the time allotted.
Sir Presiding
Senator
Officer.
Judge
Yes.
Cayetano Alan.
No, I take the comments of Senator Tulfo in order. I respect your opinion, but just to put on record, as you said, Senator Lacson a while ago asked for more time, binigay. Walang bell yon. Yesterday, 2 bell sa akin. 2 o 3.
That was the point raised by Senator Judge Alan. And in that spirit, kindly wind up, Senator
Opo.
Judge Padilla.
Ginoong tagapamahalang hukom, nais ko lamang pong sagutin ang ating kaibigan na si Senator Rafi Tulfo. Sandali lang po. Kaibigan, mas mahaba kasi yung sagot ng ating prosecution. Ako po ay nagtatanong lamang ng oo ba o hindi. Opo. Pasensya na po. Opo.
Kindly wind up, Senator Judge Padilla, but you're gonna
Opo.
bail of the
Maraming
second round
salamat
if there's
po.
one.
Tatalon na po ako. Dito na po ako sa aking kaibigan. Maraming salamat po, kaibigan. Opo. Sa akin pong kaibigan, kay Attorney Matibag, mahal na saksi. Mabilis lang po ito. Ako po ay napunta sa PDP Laban dahil po sa inyo.
Tama po.
Opo. Kayo po ang kumimbinsi sa akin.
Tama po. Campaign manager nyo pa po.
Opo. At masasabi po natin na isa kayo sa nagpa-number 1 po sa akin.
Tama po. Sa lugar po namin, number 1 po kayo.
Opo. Attorney Matibag, sumama po ako sa inyo dahil alam ko na isa po kayo sa arkitekto ng pagkapanalo ni President Rodrigo Roa Duterte. Tama po ba?
Hindi po. Sapagkat noong 2016, ako po ay ang campaign manager ng Region 4A ni Secretary Mar Rojas po.
Ayun. So hindi po kayo connected nung panahon na yon kay Pangulong Rodrigo Roa Duterte?
Hindi po.
Opo. Kung kayo po ay nagtatrabaho sa mga iba't ibang politiko, kayo po ba ay matatawag na political analyst o political ano pang tawag po doon? Yung mga nagsasagawa, nagpapatakbo ng politika ng bawat politiko?
Well, maaari pong matawag na tayo ay tumutulong sa ating pinaniniwalaan na kung sino po ang dapat manungkulan sa ating bayan.
Opo. Ibig pong sabihin, pwede po kayong gumawa ng isang kandidato at manalo.
Makatulong lang po sapagkat ang paniwala ko po, hindi naman po isang tao, lalo na ako, ang magpapanalo ng isang kandidato.
Opo. So ngayon po, masasabi po natin na pwede po kayong magtrabaho bilang isang political operator?
Ano po bang konteksto ng political operator? Ang ibig ko po sabihin, ako po ay nasasama sa isang political party noon. So tumutulong po tayong maipanalo ang isang kandidato ng political party.
Opo. Maipanalo lang po? O ano po ba ang trabaho ng political operator sa Pilipinas? Pwedeng gumawa? Pwede din sumira?
Well, ang political operator to be successful, kailangan po yung kanyang sasamahan ay magtagumpay ang kanya pong laban at advokasya.
Okay. Yun lang po. Maraming salamat po, kaibigang attorney.
Thank you, Senator Judge Padilla. The Senate President is recognized for his interjections.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Presiding Officer. Tutuloy ko lang po yung mga katanungan ng mga kasamahan po natin kanina. Mr. Witness, yung babalikan ko po yung persons of interest. Itong persons of interest, ito yung nakausap niyong actual killer?
Yung persons of interest po can be characterized na merong nakausap.
Hindi,
At
pero yung
merong-
kausap niyo, ito ba yung actual na nakontrata?
Well, persons of interest yun nga po, ang sinasabi nga po natin, ito yung maaring makapagturo. Hindi pa po natin nakausap ito lahat. Ang sinasabi ko po kanina, dun sa atin pong mga nakilala, meron na pong mga pamilya na gustong makipag-usap sa atin at magbigay ng impormasyon.
Oh, hindi.
Katunayan, nakakausap na po.
Hindi, but, so ito, hindi ito yung actual na nakontrata?
Yun po yung dumadaan pa po sa proseso ng aming pong pag-iimbestiga.
Hindi, gusto ko lang by process of elimination. Yung nakausap niyo is hindi pa actual na nakontrata?
Hindi po natin masiguro doon po sa natitirang numero kung ang isa doon ay siya talaga ang actual na nakontrata or grupo po.
Yung ibang, nasabi niyo may iba rin ba kayong nakakausap pa?
Tama po.
Yung iba naman ay makakapagturo kung sino yung nakontrata.
Tama po, Your Honor.
Tama. At itong mga taong makakapagturo, ano po yung mga ebidensya na pwede niyong sabihin na credible itong mga taong to?
Doon na po pumapasok yung mga intelligence report po sa amin using our tools, the human intel and the
Give me an
officer's
example.
intel.
Bigyan lang niyo kami ng concrete example na ito ay credible, pwedeng paniwalaan na magtuturo. Just give us an example.
Yung ginagamit po namin dito na human intel ay yung mga dati na rin po naming informants na nasa ground po na nakakakuha po ng mga intelligence na ipinapasa po sa amin.
So base ito sa human intelligence.
Human intel po, tama.
Pero pwede ring mangyari na itong person of interest wala ring kalalabasan.
Posible po yun. Nangyayari po yan sa mga kaso po na...
So yung nasabi nyo kahapong 3 to 6 months, pwede rin after 6 months, 0. Walang kalalabasan.
That is a possibility. Pero gaya nga ng sabi ko, because we were able to narrow down the numbers at meron pong strong indication right now, kasama na nga po yung hangarin ng mga pamilya nitong mga taong nakausap na tinitingnan natin, eh dito po namin ibinabase na mukhang lalabas po ang positibong resulta po.
So in other words, yung probability, mataas.
Mataas po.
Gaano kataas? Bigyan nyo kami ng more or less lang in
Siguro
your own
po
opinion.
from the scale of 1 to 10, dadudun po tayo ngayon sa 6 to 7 po.
6 to 7 na merong kalalabasan na magtuturong may nakontrata.
Tama po.
Babalikan ko lang yung statement nyo na nakakausap nyo parati yung na-mention nyo yung Vice President Security Group. Tama
Kasama
ba?
po yun sa isinama natin na pag-aaral po, pag-imbestiga.
Correct. Kasama ba sila sa persons of interest? Itong Vice President Security Group?
Meron
Kasi
pong...
nabanggit nyo kahapon na madali silang tawagin, nandun lahat. No? Kasama ba sila dito sa persons of interest ninyo?
Well,
Kung pwede nyong sabihin, I know you're investigating, kung pwede lang sabihin,
actually, meron pong personalidad na kasama ron.
merong kasama doon. But naintindihan ko na itong VP Security Group, is also members of the government.
Yun nga po yung sinasabi ko that there are, actually doon po sa aming na-narrow down, there are many uniform who is in active service.
Na pwede rin palitan ng executive at any given time. Tama?
Tama po.
So paano, kung pwede silang palitan, paano sila nagiging persons of interest na merong potentially manggaling sa kanila itong pagkukontrata?
Yun po yung precisely the reason na ayaw po natin na yung term na tinatawag na masunog yung atin pong lead na kinukuha. Baka po maka-apekto pag nagkaroon po ng mga sudden po na galawan. So right now, yung tao po nating sinusundan at para madali rin po sa aming pag-monitor and surveillance, mas maigi po na nakapirmis po.
Sige. Maraming salamat, Ginong Cristo.
Salamat
Thank
po.
you, Mr. Presiding Officer.
Senator Judge Pangilinan is recognized for his interjections. Thereafter, Senator Judge Go. Thereafter, Senator Judge Ontiveros. Senator Judge Pangilinan, you have 2 minutes. You may proceed when you're ready, sir.
Maraming salamat, Mr. Presiding Officer. Ginoong witness,
Aquino, Senator Judge Padilla is recognized. You may proceed, sir, when you're ready. You have 2 minutes.
Maraming salamat po aming ginoong tagapamahalang hukom at sa atin pong ginoong Pangulo. Meron po akong katanungan para sa prosecution. Sa akin pong mga kaibigan sa prosecution. Napakahalaga po sa bawat pagdinig ay yung nagsasabi ng katotohanan. Tama po ba?
Tama po.
Opo. Pagka ang isang witness po ay naging halimbawa ng paiba-iba ang sinasabi, ano pong tawag dito? Di ba po kasinungalingan?
This is a hypothetical question,
Apo.
Your Honor. You are not referring to any particular witness?
Si Las Cañas po. Yung inyo pong pinakitang affidavit,
Your Honor?
alam niyo po, hindi pa po ako tapos, kaibigan.
Good morning. Okay.
Lungkot po para sa amin na marinig na merong kayong ibinigay na affidavit na nabahiran dito po sa loob ng Senado. Dito sa plenaryo ng Senado ay nabahiran ng matinding masasabi nating kasinungalingan sapagkat magkaiba ang kanyang sinabi. October 3, 2016, sinabi niya walang kinalaman ang Pangulong Rodrigo Roa Duterte. February 20, March 6, na iba na ang istorya. Ang tanong ko po, ano ang tawag sa taong paiba-iba ang sinasabi? Di ba po sinungaling?
May I answer, Your Honor?
Opo, opo.
Kagaya po ng aking binigyang linaw kanina. At paulit-ulit na rin pong sinabi ng ating presiding officer.
Pakisagot na lang po kasi yun lang po ang tanong. Tama po ba o mali na tawaging sinungaling ang taong iba-iba ang sinasabi?
I'm sorry, Your Honor, but I need to qualify my answer.
Mr. Presiding Officer, isang simpleng tanong lang po.
The lead prosecutor may agree or disagree or state a different characterization. I can state a different characterization if I'm asked by the good Senator Judge. You may disagree or agree with the
Your
statement
Honor.
of the Honorable Senator Judge Padilla. Feel free to say no or yes, Counsel.
Kagalang-galang ng mga senator judge.
Examination of the counsel for respondent. Clerk of Court is directed to kindly get the witness and have him situate himself before the witness stand for the cross of the counsel for respondent. So ordered. Good afternoon, Director Matibag. You shall continue with your testimony, specifically the cross-examination of counsel for respondent, and shall be testifying under the same oath yesterday. Do you understand that, sir?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you, sir. Good afternoon, and counsel for respondent may proceed when you're ready, sir.
Your Honor, considering the interpellations yesterday by the senator judges and to give time also for more interpellations today, if any, we'll just go over several cross points, Your Honor.
You may proceed, sir. And as instructed by the chair yesterday, the interjections and interventions of senator judges shall be after the cross, redirect, and recross, if any. You may proceed, sir.
Good afternoon again, Director Matibag.
Good afternoon, sir.
So, Director Matibag, in relation to Article 4 of this Articles of Impeachment, you were likewise subpoenaed by the House Committee on Justice to attend its mini-trial, correct?
Yes, sir.
Was it a subpoena
Objection, Your Honor.
as an answer, Your Honor?
Asked and answered.
Was it a subpoena ad testificandum or duces tecum or both?
I recall that this is a subpoena duces tecum in ad testificandum.
And you appeared on various dates, but you appeared on April 29, 2026, correct?
April 29, yes, sir.
All right. Now, you issued Administrative Order number 11 on April 16, 2026, correct?
Yes, sir.
So, AO 11 was issued only 13 days prior your appearance before the mini-trial.
So April 16, 29, minus, that's about it, 13 or 12 days, sir.
All right. And this was one of the documents that you submitted by virtue...
Your Honor.
I have no question, Your Honor.
Yes, Your Honor, but I just want to enter a continuing objection to the use of mini-trial. It was never a mini-trial. It is a clarificatory hearing.
Your Honor, just a short rejoinder. Isn't
You
it,
may proceed, counsel.
with all due respect, isn't it Representative Luistro who termed such proceeding as mini-trial? We just want to inquire of Representative Luistro.
May I respond, Your Honor?
The lead prosecutor may respond thereafter. We shall continue. Yes, what is your response, counsel?
The prosecution has been very consistent that what we did in the Committee on Justice of the House of Representatives is never a mini-trial. It is a clarificatory hearing consistent to the House rules on impeachment and even consistent to the provisions of Article 11 of the Constitution.
The continuing objection of counsel, lead prosecutor, is duly noted in regard to the line and words used by counsel for respondent. Counsel for respondent may proceed.
All right. Going back, this was one of the documents that you submitted by virtue of the subpoena duces tecum, correct? AO number 11.
Yes.
In fact, AO number 11 was first mentioned in public during that April 29, 2026 hearing, correct?
In that hearing, yes, but I cannot recall if what's been made public before.
All right. But you mentioned it in that hearing.
I think it was mentioned,
All right.
yes, sir.
Now, AO 11 pertains to the creation of a special task force. Is it not?
Yes, sir.
All right. And according to the whereas clause, and I will read it and I'll quote it. It says, threats to the life of the president constitute a grave offense with far-reaching implications on national stability, public safety, and the continuity of government. Do you confirm this?
Your Honor,
sir,
may
may I
we-
request for a copy of
Yes,
the
please.
document so that I can examine it?
Very well.
Thank
may
you.
I ask my co-counsel, Your Honor, to provide Director
Assisting
Matibag
counsel
with
for
a-
respondent may approach. Likewise, assisting counsel for the prosecutor may approach the witness.
Yes, sir.
All right. My question is this. Are threats to the life of the Vice President constitute a grave offense with far-reaching implications on national stability, public safety, and the continuity of government?
Your Honor, objection, please.
What's
What
the
is the
ground, Your
ground for
Honor?
the objection?
The question of the defense is speculative.
Overruled. Witness may answer.
The threat to the president and all other
Attention to paragraph 13 of the minutes of the meeting and allow me to read. Number 13, are you aware of the threats?
Your Honor, please, may we confront the witness with the document?
Very well, Your Honor. We will provide the
Assisting-
hard copy and we will display also or flash on the screen a soft copy of such document.
Assisting counsel for both parties may approach the bench and confront the witness with a copy of the document that the counsel for the respondent is referring to. Kindly proceed, counsel.
All right. It says paragraph 13 or question and answer number 13. Are you aware of the threats? Answer. May press con kasi earlier than that. Sabi niya lang gusto daw siyang patayin daw according to her ni speaker. That was during a press conference the day before, November 22. So my question is, can you confirm that this is part of the NBI's own records?
it reflected on the investigation report, so I presume it is.
All right. So this is information regarding the threats to the life of VP Sara, is it not?
Nakalagay po doon, may threat daw po.
Alright.
Tama po.
And when you became NBI director in February 2026, did you conduct a motu proprio investigation to help her?
I was informed by the investigating officers that it was considered the threat that was mentioned to the Vice President. In fact, personalities were subpoenaed, including the Vice President, 2 times in order to aid the National Bureau of Investigation in this investigation. However, to no avail, there was no attendance from the personalities that was invited.
All right. So let me clarify. Under your leadership already, did the NBI subpoena VP Sara for this?
We never subpoenaed because we noticed that every time proper subpoenas was issued to the Vice President, she will never attend a subpoena.
And your basis for saying that is the subpoena connected to the first investigation, correct?
Not only that, in a lot of proceedings, including the proceeding in the impeachment at the House of Representatives, I noticed that she never attended.
So that was your motivation for not issuing a subpoena. Anyway, under your leadership,
Your Honor, please, may I move to strike from the record the word motivation? The witness never said motivation.
Let it remain in the record. Witness may, counsel may proceed.
all right. So under your leadership, did the NBI subpoena former Speaker Martin?
Wala pa po.
Wala. But do you intend to issue a subpoena against him?
Actually, when we're investigating the issue on the 18 Marines, if the 18 Marines was able to issue their statement properly, we intend to subpoena Speaker Martin Romualdez.
Okay. So under your leadership, did the NBI subpoena those who were present during that November 22 press con?
There are some personalities that were subpoenaed. In fact, I noticed that you have presented the subpoena yesterday.
Yeah, but isn't it that those subpoenas were under the leadership of Director Santiago?
Well, as to the investigation of at that time, it was already been the subject of a resolution pending before the Department of Justice.
So in other words, insofar as the alleged threats to the president, there is an ongoing investigation. But in terms of the alleged threats against the Vice President, there's no ongoing investigation.
Because there's a big difference, Your Honor.
Okay. How about Princess Maui, for example, from the November 23 press con? Was she subpoenaed under your leadership?
Ask
No.
and answered question, Your Honor.
This is the first time about Princess Maui, Your Honor.
Your Honor, it has been asked already during the cross.
No, the ground is correct. Asked and answered, meaning the witness already answered, no, he did not.
All right.
Counsel may proceed.
But you mentioned a while ago that there were 2 subpoenas issued against VP Sara, correct?
Yes, sir. Based on the record that was turned over to
Yeah, but those 2 subpoenas were issued by former Director NBI Santiago and not under your leadership.
by the National Bureau of Investigation, yes, under the leadership of Director Santiago.
But just to clarify, under your leadership, no subpoena.
The subpoena
Ask and answered, Your Honor.
Asked and answered. Move on, counsel.
All right, I'll move on. Now, you mentioned yesterday that for grave threats and inciting to sedition, these are still pending before the DOJ.
Asked and answered, Your Honor.
Asked and answered, counsel.
All right.
Move on.
You likewise mentioned yesterday that you have an ongoing investigation. And my question is this for the alleged contracting for the assassination?
Yes, that is very clear. I was able to explain that yesterday.
Okay, and particularly, the ongoing investigation pertain to the leads that you have to the alleged person that VP Sara talked to.
Among others, Your Honor.
But no subpoena has been issued to such alleged person under your leadership.
Because we are under a case build-up status. It is an ongoing investigation as mentioned yesterday, sir.
Okay. Now, let me just clarify. In a subpoena, the NBI must specifically identify the felony or crime for which you are issuing the subpoena. Is that not the case?
Yes, we provide what is the crime that
So-
we will investigate.
Okay, very well. So here, what will be the felony or crime that will be indicated in the subpoena?
But you have to remember, we are also have the mandate to protect the Constitution, to protect the peace and order. And if it goes to the national security and peace and order, we are also mandated to investigate.
Your Honor, with all due respect, Your Honor, the answer was not responsive.
Your
My
Honor.
answer was very specific. My question was very specific. What will be the felony or crime that will be indicated in the subpoena?
Witness will please answer. The question was simple. What is the crime, if any, or penalty in relation to the document being asked by the counsel?
We all know that there is no crime that committed when there is a plan to kill until it is executed. But what I'm saying, that's why I'm qualifying, is because one of the mandates of the National Bureau of Investigation is to protect the national security. And we are also mandated to issue a subpoena or an investigation to do so. So if in this case, we cannot issue a subpoena, we can issue an invitation for those persons of interest.
So no, you cannot issue a subpoena, but just an invitation. In other words, this is not under the jurisdiction of the NBI, correct?
It is within the power of the NBI to protect the national interest and the national security. And as mentioned, there is a continuing threat to the President and under Section G, Section 5 of the Republic Act 10867, it is one of the primary duty of the NBI to protect the security of the President.
All right. Yesterday, you also mentioned betrayal of public trust, correct?
That is correct.
Can that be indicated in the subpoena when you issue it against this alleged person?
It can be or it can be not. But why will we put the subject betrayal of public trust if the person being subpoena is not being tried for betrayal of public trust?
What if it's against the vice president? Just to clarify, can the subpoena indicate betrayal of public trust?
We cannot put that because that is not a subject of a case under the revised penal code or a crime. The betrayal of public trust is the very well subject of an impeachment court.
All right. So you admit nonetheless that betrayal of public trust is a ground for impeachment, correct?
That is correct. I think it's in the Constitution.
All right. And are you saying that once you reach your findings, because we're all waiting for that, you will? Is it correct to say that you will file another impeachment case against VP Sara?
Oh, thank you for that question. So that I
Objection,
can
Your
explain.
Honor. That is speculative.
I think the witness is competent enough and in fact thank the counsel for his question. I'm interested to hear what the witness will also answer.
Thank you, Mr. Presiding Officer. The betrayal of public trust as the issue in the impeachment court, we don't need to investigate even if we pinpointed the person contracted. Because the point being is the betrayal of public trust was already been consummated when she publicly admitted, there is already an admission that she contracted a killer, a mamamatay tao or assassin to kill the president. And that itself is already an admission. At sinabi pa niya, pumayag na yung kinausap kong mamamatay tao. That constitutes betrayal of public trust. Why? Because the oath of office of the president, sabi niya, she will execute the law and do justice to every man. So, pag nagbalak kang pumatay at ginawa mo yan, that is no justice to every man. It's not execute the law. Execute the president yung gusto mong gawin dyan.
Your Honor, with all due respect, Your Honor, I know that NBI director took pains in explaining his answer, but his answer already contains conclusions of fact and law. And may we ask Your Honor?
May I respond, Your Honor?
I'm not yet done. In keeping, Your Honor, with this court's ruling last week, may we ask Your Honor that it be stricken off the record, Your Honor? My answer was pretty simple. And it is
Counsel
not
for
responsive.
the lead prosecutor.
My question was pretty simple. Sorry.
Your Honor, ang depensa po ang nagtanong kung mapapatunayan na nag-commit ng betrayal of public trust, kung sasampahan pa ng impeachment ulit at sinasagot lamang po ng testigo,
Can we get-
consummated na ang betrayal of public trust dahil may kausap ng tao na pumayag na to execute the President, the First Lady, and the former Speaker.
That's precisely the ground for our motion, Your Honor. Can we get the ruling, Your
The
Honor?
motion to strike off is denied. Let the answer of the witness remain in the records. That was his answer, counsel. However, interpretative it may seem with respect to the law, since the witness was qualified yesterday as not only being the NBI director, but also engaged in the legal profession for decades and is in fact a former law dean. Let that remain in the records for the consideration of the senator judges. You may proceed, counsel.
All right. My question is this. Are you conducting your ongoing investigation to substantiate this current impeachment case?
Again, sinabi ko na po, kung ang pagbabasihan is betrayal of public trust, nandoon na po. Bakit po namin hinahanap
A
yung
simple-
kinausap na papatay?
With all due respect, Detector, simple yes or no will do.
Hindi po, dahil sinabi ko na
Alright.
nga,
Can you rephrase your question, counsel?
So are you conducting the ongoing investigation to substantiate this current impeachment case?
no need to substantiate because it's already been established.
All right.
So
Now,
the answer, Director Matibag, so the answer is you are not investigating anything in connection with the current ongoing impeachment case.
Yes, because it's already been established.
all right.
Proceed, counsel.
Insofar as the leads to this alleged person, do you share information to the Cybercrime Division?
Kasama po ang Cybercrime Division sa aming pong committee. Kaya kung ano po yung mga findings na nandoon, kasama po sila kung sila po ang pumunta. Subalit, kung ito po ay meron pong level of security na hindi naman kailangang malaman ng Cybercrime Division, hindi po namin ito ibinabahagi sa kanila.
All right. So because after all, the Cybercrime Division is
Your
part.
Honor, please.
What's the question? What's the objection?
May we know if the defense is making a manifestation or raising a question?
I am going to the question.
He was
Your Honor.
about to ask a question, I believe, counsel. Let's allow him to finish his question. Counsel may proceed for the respondent.
Because the cybercrime is part of the special task force, correct?
That is correct po.
How about Agent Lotok in particular? Do you share the leads to this alleged person with him?
Hindi po siya parte ng Special Task Force.
But wasn't he part of the cybercrime division as well?
Hindi po, siya po ay regional director ngayon ng BARM.
Yes.
But he was once part of the cybercrime division.
Dati po yun nung hindi pa po ako
Alright.
director.
Okay. Now, let's go to the special task force that you mentioned. You have one team leader and two assistant team leaders in your special task force, correct?
Tama po.
All right. And then how many members from the NCR?
Ang NCR po, yung po ang buong division na kasali at ang tumatayo po na representante nito ay yung kanila pong regional director.
But you mentioned that they are members of the special task force. In your estimation, how many from the NCR are involved?
Ang NCR po, we give the freedom to the regional director kung ano pong aksyon ang kailangan niya aksyonan at ano pong team ang kanyang bubuin for purposes of doing a particular investigation in relation to the said task force po.
Your Honor, may we respectfully again ask that the court give a directive to Director Matibag to give a more responsive answer. My question is how many? So he can
May I comment, Your
estimate
Honor?
a number.
Counsel for the respondent, the question was how many? The answer of the good director was it depends, and it would depend on the NCR regional director how many he would assign. Witness will answer if he knows. If he does not, he may so respond as well.
Mr. Presiding Officer, sir, the thing is, depende nga po kung ano po yung magiging operation or surveillance na gagawin, we give independence and autonomy po doon sa regional director kung sino po at ilan ang i-assign. That's why ang composition po ng Special Task Force ay binubuo po ng 3 na individual at 5 pong divisions po namin. Dahil nga ang rason po nito ay piniliwanag ko po kahapon, masyado pong malawak yung nagiging banta na it already transcends to an issue of national security po.
Okay, so you cannot give a number.
Your Honor,
Kasi
that's
depende
an
nga
ask
po
and
sa
It depends. So
sa
no
kung ano
definite.
operations
Let
po.
the presiding officer ask a clarificatory question. Hindi naman po mutually exclusive yung naka-assign na ahente po ninyo sa isang kaso lang, di ba?
Tama po, Your Honor.
So yung national, yung director nyo ng NCR, kung ilan mga ahente ang nasa ilalim niya, posibleng 5, 10, 20, 30 iba't ibang kaso ang tinitingnan nila.
Tama po.
At kung ano man yung kaso may mainit o mainit na dapat panghawakan o malapit nang makuha o mas maraming taong kailangan, lalagyan niya ng tao, tatanggalan din niya, depende kung saan kailangan.
Yes, Your Honor. Tama po.
So is it correct to state that at any one time, that number will change?
Tama po. Eksakto po.
You may proceed, Counsel.
All right, so that's for the NCR. Is it the same case for the Cybercrime Division or the CCD?
Sa lahat po ng units na nandoon, parehas po yung ating pong protocol na ginagawa.
But just to clarify, I'll go through it one by one. So it's the same for the Organized Transnational Crime Division.
Ganon din po.
All right. For the Technical Intelligence Division.
Tama po, sapagkat standard po yung
All right.
procedure namin.
For the Digital Forensic Laboratory or DFL.
Tama rin po.
All right. Now, are these members of this special task force given additional salary for their work for the special task force?
I think that is not allowed po under the law. Baka po bumagsak kami sa audit niyan or sa DBM po.
So they're basically working with the special task force for free?
Hindi po libre. Empleyado po sila. Mayroon po silang sweldo. At parte po ng trabaho nila yung ginagawa
So
po
in
nila.
other words, that's already part of their main job description.
I think that's how the government system...
It will take 3 to 6 months, even more, for this special task force to come up with definite findings as to the identity of this alleged person, correct?
Sinabi ko po 3 to 6 months. Hindi po even more.
Okay, we'll just check the transcript for that. But at any rate, will this task force continue to exist and operate until you finally identify this alleged person, or does it have a time limit?
Kailangan po aming matagpuan yung pong taong binanggit na kinausap po.
So as long as you cannot provide a concrete output, the special task force will continue to exist.
Asked and answered, Your Honor.
Asked and answered. Move on, Counsel.
All right. By the way, does NBI have intelligence funds?
Wala po, sir.
All right. Now, you also mentioned about the Rage Coalition event yesterday in Club Filipino on April 12, 2026, correct?
Tama po.
All right. Now, this was already around 14 months from VP Sara's press con, correct?
Tama po.
Now, my question to you is this. Was VP Sara present in that April 12, 2026 event?
Wala po siya, sir.
All right, no. Now, you mentioned also the concept of kinetic force. Can you recall?
Yes, sir.
All right. Now, my question to you is this. Despite the lapse of 14 months and the absence of VP Sara in that event, you still concluded that this event was still part of what you call kinetic force. Is that the case?
Tama po.
All right. And based on your findings, this kinetic force came from VP Sara's November 23, 2024 press con, correct?
Hindi lamang po yun. Ang sinabi ko po ay may pagkakaugnay sapagkat yung pong statement na I want to cut his head, gusto kong kunin ang ulo niya, at ang sinabi din po ni Mayor Baste, isang ulo lang ang kailangan namin, ang ulo ni Pangulong Bongbong Marcos.
All right. So, you mentioned also that there was a participant in a PBBM rally that shouted, "Barilin na yan." When did this happen, if you can recall?
Hindi po ito rally, meron pong event, ang
okay.
atin pong Pangulo sa Nueva Ecija, naka-live broadcast po ito sa RTBN at meron pong nag-komento bigla na sinabi, barilin na yan.
Can you recall the date of that event? You said event.
Hindi ko po ma-recall yung exact date pero nandito rin po sa report sa amin yan.
But is this also part of the kinetic force that you mentioned?
Lumalabas po sa amin pong pag-aaral.
How about yung nangyari kay Undersecretary Claire Castro in Canada? Is this also part of the kinetic force?
Irrelevant, Your Honor.
Your Honor, I'm trying to lay the basis, Your Honor.
Witness may answer.
Well,
If he
ito na
knows.
nga po yung sinasabi natin na nagkakaroon po ng malawakang kaguluhan na epekto po ng madalas na pagbabanta at seryosong pagbabanta sa Pangulo na ngayon ang mga itaong kahit na ordinaryo ay inaatake po. Hindi lamang ang Pangulo kundi ang iba pa rin pong matataas na posisyon.
So the answer is yes, it's
Yes.
part of the kinetic force. So in other words, this kinetic force can reach foreign countries.
Lumalabas po na gano'n.
Okay.
Dahil marami po tayong Pilipino na nandoon na napapanood po
That's
sa social
okay,
media.
Director. Now, how about the flood control rallies? Is this part of the kinetic force?
Yung flood control rally na aling pong flood control rally to be
Any flood
specific.
control rally?
Probably,
Is it part-
baka po kung maaari lang po sir, ibigyan nyo ko ng specific para po mas may paliwanag ko po.
I'll just move on. So any dissent against the government must be attributed to this kinetic force. Is that what you're saying?
Speculative, Your Honor.
Witness may answer if he knows.
Depende po kung anong event. Kaya nga po ang ginagawa po ng NBI ay atin pong sinusuri lahat ng pangyayari. Kahapon po inilatag namin yung 5 batayan namin para po magkaroon tayo ng malinaw na threat assessment sa lahat po ng pangyayari.
All right. Now, isn't it that Mayor Baste, that participant in the PBBM event, the rallies in Canada, and the flood control rallies, don't they have a mind of their own?
Your Honor, we are objecting on the
Your
ground
Honor.
of vague. Kindly clarify the question.
Your Honor, the
Kindly,
witnesses...
kindly reform, counsel. I also did not quite get the question. Kindly reform, counsel.
So are you saying that these people that I mentioned, they cannot act independently and are compelled by the kinetic force that you mentioned?
That is
Sino pong
speculative,
mga
Your
tao?
Honor.
Mayor Baste, the participant in the PBBM rally, the rallies in Canada, and the flood control rallies.
Una po, there's no PBBM rally.
No, sorry, PBBM event. Sorry, I stand
PBBM
corrected.
event, yung sa Canada. Tsaka, yun nga po, alin po bang flood control? Babalik ko lang po doon, pasensya na po sir para po mas makontextualize po nating mabuti.
Yes, Your Honor, please. May we request
I think the
clarification
question-
from the defense?
I think the question, Director Matibag, is produkto po ba nung binabanggit yung kinetic energy kahapon yung mga pagkilos laban sa administrasyon at individual na mga miyembro ng administrasyon?
Respectfully, Your Honor, sapagkat marami pong may pagkilos po na iba-ibang grupo.
So
na nakikita po
posibleng
natin.
hindi. May pagkilos na hindi, may pagkilos na
Tama
oo.
po. Kaya we have to qualify, we have to treat each event independently and apply the 5-factor test that we are being applying po sa mga pangyayari po.
So hindi porkit laban sa o tutol sa gobyerno o sa partikular na opisyal ng gobyerno ay ito na yung binabanggit yung kinetic kahapon.
Tama po, Your Honor.
Counsel may proceed.
All right, my question is this. Is this kinetic force still active today or has it stopped?
Malinaw po, may mga pangyayari pa rin po.
And should we really stop this kinetic force or just allow it until 2028?
Hindi ko po, pakiulit po.
Anyway, I'll withdraw that question. Just move on to a different question. Is this kinetic force a legal concept?
Ito po ay konteksto sa aming base sa aming investigasyon. Again, ibabalik ko po ron sa aming 5 naging patayan na ginagamit din po ng ibang jurisdiction para makapag-establish po ng isang threat para sa isang national threat assessment.
Again, just a manifestation that it's not responsive, but I'll just move on to a different point.
Your Honor, please.
What is the pleasure of the lead counsel?
The defense is making a side comment to the answer of the witness. can we please remind him to avoid making side comment as previously invoked by the impeachment court?
Then
Your
I
Honor?
will raise another motion, Your Honor, that the witness's answer is not responsive.
Counsels, let this not be a debate between and amongst the two parties. Let the witness answer and give his testimony. Counsel, you may proceed.
All right. Was the Rage Coalition event a political rally?
Palagay ko po, sapagkat ang nandoon po ng mga political party po ng PDP Laban at yung pong reforma na pinamumunuan po ng dating Speaker Bebot Alvarez.
All right. And as a lawyer and as a former dean ba, director or current dean?
Former po.
So as a
nag-resign na po
lawyer
ako.
and a former dean, you are aware that political speech is constitutionally protected, correct?
Depende po kung anong talumpati. You have to qualify.
And unless we are under martial law again, Mayor Baste should be able to freely express his dissent to the government.
Your Honor,
correct?
that is speculative.
Let the witness answer. He is competent to answer that question.
Unang-una, tama naman po kayo, wala namang martial law ngayon at pwede naman pong magsalita. But the freedom of expression has limitation also. Kung ito po ay nagbabiolate na ng batas at nakakasama na sa ating bayan, ay hindi naman po ito kasama na sa freedom of expression.
All right. But my question to you is this. Did he directly urge the people to overthrow the government in that trial?
Ang sinabi po niya, base sa aking testimonya, ay isang ulo lang ang gusto namin, ang ulo ni Bongbong Marcos. At kung matatandaan po ninyo, ay correlated it dun sa mga dati pang mga pangyayari. Hindi lang po yung event at sinabi na yun ang aming nagbasehan base sa aming pamantayan po sa pag-assess po ng banta o ng threat po.
But that was your own interpretation of what
That is not only my interpretation, but is the interpretation of the new National Bureau of Investigation based on the standards that we follow, consistent to the standards
All right.
that we are following.
Is it your interpretation that those also demonstrate destabilization efforts?
Please repeat, pakiulit po,
Is
sir.
it also the NBI's interpretation that those remarks constitute destabilization?
Argumentative, Your Honor.
No, if the witness can
If he
answer.
knows.
Ano pong particular na sinabi?
That speech by Mayor Baste in general.
Yung pong kanyang sinabi na ang ulo lamang ni Bongbong Marcos ang kailangan namin at sabi ko nga, in correlation to the other events, applying the 5-factor standards that we have been using, which is recognized by other jurisdiction, doon po kami nagkaroon po ng conclusion.
Sorry, Director, I didn't quite get your answer. So, are you saying that that's destabilization or no destabilization?
Misleading, Your Honor.
No, the director hasn't answered yet. He cited the basis, but cut short of answering the question. So, is it based on the 5 pillars of your investigation, Director?
Well, dun po yan, based on the 5 pillars na natin po, lumalabas po ng isa dun sa elemento ng 5 pillars, it comply po.
So,
Sumasagot po doon.
So, meron
At
din.
hindi po destabilisasyon, kundi banta po sa kaligtasan ng Pangulo na naging banta na rin po sa pambansang seguridad po.
So, you're admitting that there was no destabilization?
Argumentative, Your Honor.
No, it's connected to the question, Your Honor. Previous
Counsel, the
question.
witness has answered for the appreciation of the senator judges. You may proceed to a similar question or move on to another topic.
Yeah, I'll proceed with a similar question. Director, I am showing you a news article. This is Exhibit D-4-66 entitled, and I quote, Palace dismisses the stab rumors versus Marcos admin. So it was published quite recently, May 12, 2026. And for the sake of time, I will just read the first line thereof.
Assisting counsel for the parties may approach.
It says here, and I quote, Malacanang on Tuesday said it has not received any information about supposed destabilization efforts against President Ferdinand Bongbong Marcos Jr. My question to you is this. Claire Castro speaks on behalf of PBBM, correct?
Being the spokesperson, tama po, sir.
And based on her statement in this news article, there has been no destabilization efforts against PBBM, at least as of this date. Correct.
Well, baka po dapat tingnan natin yung buong konteksto because under a security cluster, may pinag-uusapan po dyan. Maaaring ang tinitingnan niya na walang destabilization, there is no destabilization from the rank of men in uniforms. So hindi po natin masasabi na yun na yung kabuuan talaga.
All right. I'm showing you another recent article, Exhibit D-4-67. This article is June 12, 2026. So again, quite recent. And again, for the purpose of time, I'll just read the title. It says, Sara Duterte, I won't grab Marcos's position. My question to you is this: isn't this news article also consistent with no destabilization efforts that Claire Castro previously mentioned?
Base po sa aking binabasa, baka mas maganda po si Vice President Sara Duterte makasagot dito because she's speaking of a state of mind. Sa isip po niya yan eh.
But if you know, you
Your
cannot-
Honor, may I comment?
What is the comment of the lead prosecutor?
The witness never said that there is destabilization. As a matter of fact, what he said during the earlier question is threat to the life of the president amounts to threat to national security. Now he is being asked about these pictures concerning destab. This is misleading, Your Honor.
asked and answered.
The observation of the lead prosecutor is noted. It was not an objection, counsel. Proceed, counsel
Alright.
for respondent.
Now, yesterday, you identified an unsigned and unnotarized document which allegedly pertains to an affidavit of Arturo Las Cañas. Correct?
Yes, sir.
All right. Now, if you know, is this the same Las Cañas who appeared before the Senate in 2016 and 2017?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So, in fact, this is the same Las Cañas who was charged by the Senate panel led by then Senator and still Senator Panfilo Lacson with a recommendation for perjury. Is he not?
Hindi ko po nabalitaan yung kung sinarge siya ng perjury. But if it's on record, then the answer will be yes.
All right. Well, he was, or maybe we can confirm it later with Senator Judge Lacson. But, and this perjury was committed during a Senate committee hearing, if you know only.
Well, siguro po doon natin na lang ilagay doon sa affidavit po na nabasa ko.
No, the
May I
only
comment,
question
Your
is
Honor?
the
May I
perjury, if you know only, that the perjury that was recommended for charging
Your
Las
Honor?
Cañas.
I have no personal
I'm not yet done,
knowledge.
Your Honor.
I think,
Your Honor, the witness is incompetent to answer that
If
question.
he knows,
counsel, I
asked
think
Your
the
Honor.
witness already said that he's not aware of it, but that if it is on the record, then most likely it is true. That was the response of the witness earlier.
All right, I'll just move on to a new point. Now, allow me to read a statement of Senator Lacson, and then I'll ask questions thereafter.
May we request, Your Honor, that the witness be confronted with a document if I think the defense is reading from a document?
Yes, Your Honor. We will
The
provide the hard
guidance of the
copy.
witness, Your Honor.
We will provide the hard copy, and then we'll also show the soft copy on the screen, Your Honor.
Assisting counsel is authorized to approach
All right, I will read.
from both parties.
I will read and I quote Senator Lacson. Ang may papayo ko lamang kay SPO3 Las Cañas, kung ang layunin ng inyong quote-unquote extrajudicial confession ay mapanagot sa ilalim ng batas si Pangulong Rodrigo Duterte at iba pang personalidad, marapat lamang na maliban sa inyong salaysay, may maipakita ka pang bukod at ibang ebidensya. Kung wala, ay maaaring masayang lamang ang oras ng mga tao dito dahil baka walang kahihinatnan ang isinasagawa nating pagdinig sa araw na ito laban sa sino mang mga taong idinadawit mo. Are you aware of this statement by Senator Lacson against Las Cañas?
Ngayon po, nabasa po.
You're aware
nabasa
now.
ko po.
All right. At any rate, you mentioned yesterday that you did an open source investigation to obtain the Las Cañas document, correct?
That is correct po, sir.
But to be candid, was it just Google search?
Hindi po.
Are you at liberty to disclose what method you used in that open source investigation?
We were provided, dito po nagsimula yan, we got hold of a copy.
Retracted and changed his testimony. No? After several hearings, nag-retract siya. But hindi po ako nag-file ng perjury. Gusto ko lang i-correct yun. Ang recommendation po sa Roman numeral number 6, recommendations, part po ito ng committee report. In view of the foregoing, the committee recommends the following. 1, amendment of the revised penal code to increase the penalty for the crime of perjury. Yun po yung context na dahil committee report ito, nagre-recommend ako na i-amend yung revised penal code, particularly sa crimen ng perjury. Pero gusto ko lang i-correct na hindi ako nag-file ng perjury. Thank you.
The manifestation is noted. Counsel for the respondent may proceed.
But at you are at liberty to disclose who searched for that Las Cañas document.
Ito nga po, yung pong dokumento, we got hold of it. Sabi nga po natin, meron po kami mga tinatawag na amin pong mga informants at mga source. It was provided to us. Nung ibinigay po sa amin to, hindi naman po ibig sabihin ay amin kaagad itong paniniwalaan. Tama po kayo.
That's okay. I can ask subsequent questions regarding to that. So actually, my question is, after you had obtained this document, did you subpoena Las Cañas to verify the contents of those documents?
Hindi po, sapagkat he is nowhere to be found.
That's enough. So without verification, you decided to believe the contents of the document that you obtained?
Again, ibabalik ko po ron sa 5 nating factors. Isinama lamang namin po ito, isa dun sa mga factors na sinasabi po natin, yung pattern of violence na tinatawag. At doon po, doon sa paragraph 270, sinasabi nga po na may kinalaman sa extrajudicial killing si dating Mayor Sara Duterte at in fact, sabi pa nga niya, huwag nyo nang barilin, kidnapin nyo na lang. Pero bago po kami dumating doon sa punto na gamitin yun, tingnan na po namin yan.
Alright. Sorry to interrupt you. So the short answer to my question is yes.
Pakiulit po yung
Alright.
tanong ninyo.
The question is, did you decide to believe the contents of the document without verifying it with Las Cañas?
Yun nga po yung sagot po. Opo, hindi
Yes.
kaagad. Kaya po ikinikwento ko nga kung paano po namin nagamit yun.
Alright.
So hindi po kaagad namin pinaniwalaan.
Okay.
Your Honor, may I just manifest that the defense is actually misleading already the witness. He kept on raising the question, did you believe right away? When as a matter of fact, the witness is explaining.
Your Honor, I never meant, sorry.
Counsel,
with all due
kindly let the lead prosecutor finish.
The witness has been saying that he did a lot of things after receiving the affidavit of Las Cañas to the extent of going over the 5 factors that he testified to yesterday. But after that first question, so that means yes. The defense said yes. To his question, did you believe to that right away, to that affidavit? The position of the witness, Your Honor, is no.
Short
Because-
rejoinder, Your Honor.
Actually, asked
and
and answered. Asked and answered by the witness. That is his response, counsel for respondent, to your question.
Yeah.
Move on, counsel.
Yes, Your Honor. We are satisfied with that answer. But another follow-up question. So without verifying it, sorry.
That's misleading, Your Honor.
Allow him
Sir,
to finish the
yeah,
question, counsel.
just on
What
the
is the
point-
pleasure of Senator Judge Cayetano?
Just on your ruling, may be clarified because the question was, pinaniniwalaan mo ba? Ang sagot niya, hindi ka agad. So counsel was asking for yes or no. I just want to be clarified. Hindi pinaniniwalaan agad, does that mean afterwards pinaniniwalaan mo na or never mo pinaniniwalaan? Just so that the record is clear. Just that clarification.
There should be no.
Thank you, Senator Judge Cayetano. Alan. Witness will please answer.
Yes, Your Honor. Kaya ko nga po ikinikwento yung buong pangyayari para po makita kung paano po kami dumating dun sa punto na ginamit po doon sa pattern of violence yung pong affidavit na ito.
So, liwanagin ko po Director Matibag.
Opo.
Hindi nyo agad pinaniwalaan nung simula, pinadaan nyo rin sa inyong SOP sa investigasyon, kalaunan, pinaniwalaan na ninyo at sa ngayon, pinapaniwalaan po ninyo yung nakasaad dun sa dokumentong yun.
Kalaunan po, ito ay ginamit na namin na isa katapos po naming idaan sa proseso po.
So, pinaniwalaan nyo na, pinanghawakan nyo na, kumbaga.
Sa ngayon po, tama po, Your Honor.
Okay.
And pinapaniwalaan yun without issuing a subpoena to Las Cañas and clarifying the matter with him.
Asked and answered, Your Honor.
It's a different question, Your Honor. We're already at this point.
Witness may answer.
Pakiulit po.
So, you mentioned na pinapaniwalaan niyo na siya ngayon as clarified by the chair. So are you saying that pinapaliwanaan nyo na ngayon without issuing a subpoena to Las Cañas and verifying it with him?
Hindi po nag-issue ng subpoena kay Las Cañas, pero meron pong naging verification process.
All right. But not with Las Cañas, who is the author of that document.
As and answered po, Your Honor.
The presiding officer would like to remind the witness to kindly avoid making a ruling for and behalf of the presiding officer.
Pasensya na po, Your Honor.
But the gentleman would have been correct. The presiding officer would have said the same thing. Thank you for saving me the trouble. But try to avoid that, Director Matibag.
Sorry po, Your Honor.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank
Counsel
you.
may proceed.
All right. Director Matibag, yesterday I identified 2 videos and you related it with the alleged pattern of behavior of VP Sara, correct? The first video that you showed, I think, involved the sheriff.
Tama po.
All right. But that incident, will you confirm that that incident took place on July 1, 2011?
Yes, long time ago po.
So around 15 years ago.
Tama po.
And did you still find it relevant to use that video?
Under po dun sa 5 factors namin, ang tinitingnan po natin sa pattern of violence is the historical behavior.
All right.
Kasama po yun.
With the permission of counsel for respondent, what is the pleasure of Senator Judge Ontiveros?
If I may, Mr. Presiding Officer, before the defense moves on to a next question, just to ask a follow-up question of the previous topic.
On this matter?
On the matter of the Las Cañas affidavit, Mr.
The
Presiding
lady
Officer.
may proceed with that question on Las Cañas only.
Salamat po, Mr. Presiding Officer. Follow-up question, Mr. Witness. According to your testimony yesterday, you reviewed Arturo Las Cañas' affidavit as part of the larger investigation concerning the Vice President's capacity to carry out the alleged threat. Sa pagkakaalam po ninyo, Director, at batay din sa larger investigation na iyon, sinagot po ba ng Vice Presidente sa anumang paraan yung mga alegasyon sa affidavit na yon ni Las Cañas?
Your Honor, marami po kasi kaming, yun nga po yung gusto kong ipaliwanag, marami po kasi kaming mga i-consider na tinatawag natin po na open source intel. Yan na po yung mga news, mga report. At nung tinitingnan po namin yan, si Arturo Las Cañas, meron pa po siyang lumabas na balita noon nung isinumite niya itong affidavit na to sa ICC. At maalala ko po, meron din po lumabas sa balita na mismong si Vice President Sara Duterte, parang sinasabi po niya roon na hindi ko kailangan ng DDS para gumawa ng kayang gawin ng DDS. Something to that effect po. Na-consider po namin lahat po yan.
Sa sinabi di umano ni Vice President, sinabi niya hindi niya kailangan ang DDS para gawin ang
yung kayang gawin ng DDS. Something
ng
like that po.
DDS.
Opo. Hindi ko po eksaktong ma-recall yung phrase na pagkakasabi po.
Salamat, Mr. Witness. I may return to that point later.
The lady
today,
may do
Mr.
so after
Presiding Officer.
the
Salamat po.
cross, redirect, and recross. When she avails for time, counsel for respondent may proceed.
All right, let's go back to the sheriff incident. I'm glad you mentioned history or historical background. Are you aware that that sheriff incident pertains to relief operations that were being conducted by the vice president, then mayor at that time, or vice mayor?
Ang pagkakaalam ko po doon sa balita na yun, itong sheriff na to is trying to enforce a valid order from a legitimate court, demolition order po ito, na ayaw ipatuloy po ng then mayor and now vice president. So,
Alright.
I might not be aware of a relief operation, baka po paliwanag po sa akin.
Are you aware? I'll just ask you if you're aware. Are you aware that it involved a flash flood? This incident happened after a flash flood in that particular community.
Hindi po lumabas siya
If
sa
you know,
balita.
if you know, all right.
I have no knowledge of that.
Are you aware that VP Sara asked that sheriff for an extension of 2 hours just to help the victims?
Yung po yung lumabas sa balita.
Alright. And this sheriff and the demolition that you mentioned involved the demolition of informal settlers in that area.
Opo, kaya po may order of eviction. Ibig sabihin po, informal settlers po yung
Are you
papalisin.
aware that 30 people died during that incident?
I have no knowledge of that, Your Honor.
So in other words, are you also aware that it was the sheriff's refusal to provide the 2-hour extension? That's why VP Sara got
Well,
angry.
that is the claim of the then mayor.
If you know only, if you know.
I have no knowledge
You
of
have no
that. Your
knowledge. All right. I'll move on to a new point. Now, you also mentioned to establish this alleged pattern of behavior, the October 18, 2024 press con, correct?
Tama po.
And this press con took place obviously before the material that you used or the November 23, 2024 press con.
Tama po.
All right. I'm showing you a video. Your Honor will just show one video. It's around 1 minute. This is Exhibit D-4-53 and the USB is separately marked as D-4-47. And then I'll ask you questions after that.
Kindly play the video. The tech through the clerk of court is so directed.
Inulit ng bata, louder this time. Mr. President, can I have your watch as a graduation gift? Nasagot niya. Why? Why will I give you my watch? At that point, may sakit na ako. Wasn't feeling very well. Nandun lang ako, nakakatayo ako dun kasi nagkamot ako. Gusto ko, ang galing yung ulo niya ba? I realized toxic na yung relationship. And it did not help na itong dalawang katabi ko, tumawa pa. Pinagtawanan pa nila yung bata. And I saw the humiliation sa face ng bata. I wanted to help him. Gusto ko sabihin sa kanya, itong relo ko na lang, relo ito ng Vice President, ito relo ng Presidente, pero I hope this will do. And then I realized na baka mas lalo mapahiya yung bata if I do that. So I just imagined myself cutting his head. Gusto ko ganun din ang
All right. So is this the First of all, did you watch this whole video, Director Matibag?
I've watched not the entirety of the video.
Not the entirety, because it's a long video. It's
That's correct.
almost 2 hours. But my question to you is this: is this the video where you based your finding that VP Sara said, gusto kong tanggalin ang ulo niya, imagine cutting his head off? Is this the one?
Yun po.
Alright.
Yun po yung video na yan.
And will you agree with, wasn't this press con heard by the general public?
Opo.
And didn't VP Sara say her statements in jest?
Well,
It's speculative, Your Honor.
Honor, the witness is smart enough and competent enough to answer.
Nevertheless, Your Honor.
Witness may answer.
well, again, I will say I cannot go into the state of mind of the Vice President, and precisely the reason why do sa pattern of violence, kasama po talaga yan yung ang pattern of violence.
Isn't that kind of a stretch?
It's argumentative, Your Honor.
Argumentative. Move on, counsel.
Nothing further, Your Honor. Thank you.
Salamat po, sir.
Redirect. Lead prosecutor. Any redirect?
Your Honor, may I request for a 5-minute break?
Instead of granting the break, Chair will open the floor for the interjections and interventions of some of the senator judges. You have your 5 minutes, counsel. Senator Judge Erwin Tulfo, thereafter Senator Judge Lacson, thereafter Senator Judge Rafi Tulfo, and hopefully Senator Judges Villanueva and Pangilinan. That might be in excess of 5 minutes already. We will just,
Your Honor.
we're making the most out of the 5 minutes. Yes, counsel. For this
Just one manifestation, Your Honor, regarding
Yes, counsel.
regarding the interpellation of the good Senator Ontiveros. We just want to step for the record, Your Honor, that insofar as the Las Cañas affidavit, the Vice President was never given an opportunity to respond to it.
Formally.
Formally.
Noted, Senator
And-
Judge. Yes, counsel? Counsel for the respondent, anything additional?
And the VP was also not made to answer to the, what's it? And it was not part of the impeachment complaint, Your Honor, for the record.
Noted. Noted. Senator Judge Erwin Tulfo, you have 2 minutes, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Presiding Officer. Sa ating pong testigo, kahapon po nabanggit ho ninyo na meron na po kayong persons of interest na umanay kinausap na po ng VP Vice President Sara Duterte para patayin umano ang Pangulo, First Lady at former Speaker of the House. Ang tanong ko po, paano pala ho ninyo ito natalisod o natunto ng impormasyong ito? Gayong sa kanya pong press con, wala naman pong siyang sinabi kung sino mga taong ito. Sinabi niya lang na may kinausap na ho siya. How did you find out?
Ganito po yan, sa lahat naman po ng kaso na hinahawakan po ng National Bureau of Investigation para po maging successful yung aming pag-iimbestiga, ay nagre-rely po kami sa iba't ibang intelligence report. Yun nga po, may tinatawag tayong open source intel, human intelligence, and we also use tools to monitor things. At titrim down po tayo niyan, tinitingnan po natin hanggang dumating tayo doon sa punto na mayroon pong resolusyon yung ating pong kasong tinitingnan. With regards to po sa persons of interest, yung prosesong din yan po ang ating pong sinundan.
Okay. Without mentioning po kung sino itong mga tao na ito or yung pagkakilala nila, kung nasaan sila, maaari po ba ninyong bigyan kami ng ideya itong mga persons of interest na ito? Kung ano po talaga ang trabaho nila, kung sila po ba talaga yung mga hitman o mga gun for hire o riding in tandem, ano ho ang klaseng trabaho meron itong mga ito?
Well, siguro po, ganito, although I cannot reveal so much and the identity, but going to the process na sinasabi ko nga po, so we're using informants, may mga sinusundan po tayo. Ang una-una ating pong tinignan dyan, yun nga pong sinabi na kumausap ng papatay at yung pong papatay ay pumayag na. So, ano pong ginawa natin dito? Tinignan na natin kung saan sphere po papasok, sino ba yung pwede, saan ba pwedeng nanggaling yon? Hindi kagad sino, saan po ba pwede nanggaling yon? At lumalabas po rito, alam natin yung kasaysayan, malawak po ang kanyang tinatawag na connection, yung network po. Alam naman natin na siya ay Vice Presidente at ang dating Pangulo ay kanyang ama. Ibig sabihin, nakadevelop po ito ng mga relasyon. Unang-una na sa mga men in uniform na hanggang sa ngayon, marami po rito na na-appoint pa niya nung panahon na sila ay nandiyan. Nandiyan din po, binanggit ko yung Vice President Sara sa security group at yung pong mga double death squad. So tinignan po natin at tinignan by process of elimination yung mga tao po na maaaring dun nang galing or maaaring nakakaalam. And by process of elimination, nag-start po kami maraming individuals hanggang sa matrim down po namin ng matrim down hanggang sa ngayon. Kaya sinabi ko po kahapon sa kagalang-galang sa katanungan ng ating Senate President po, gaano ba katagal pa to? And I said, we have great progress. Dahil lang simula po kami sa marami ngayon na trim down na po namin sa iilan na personalidad po.
Okay, pangalawa sa huling katanungan ko po, Ginoong Testigo, ay ito pong threat na ito po hanggang ngayon ay continuing threat po ito or pwedeng i-execute anytime ng mga sinasabi ninyong persons of interest?
Yun na po yung atin pong pangamba na nakikita. Because hindi po natin nakukuha. Sigurado po tayo na may kinausap at pumayag, subalit yung pagkakakilanlan ng taong kinausap ay hindi pa rin po natin nakukuha. So ibig sabihin po, yung threat po na ito sa Pangulo is a continuing and active threat po and serious. So yun po yung gusto nating i-address dito.
Panguling katanungan na lamang, Mr. Witness, naimporma na po ba ang Pangulo at ang kanyang PSG para alam ho nila ang kanilang gagawin at hindi po sila malingat sa kanilang seguridad?
Meron po kaming tuloy-tuloy na pakikipag-ugnayan sa ating sa palasyo po. I will not mention who exactly yung mga kausap po namin doon, but there's always continuing threat assessment po na ginagawa po kami.
Thank you, Mr. Witness. Presiding officer, thank you.
Thank you, Senator Judge Erwin Tulfo. Senator Judge Lacson. Thereafter, we will recognize first, with the indulgence of Senator Judge Rafi Tulfo, the lead prosecutor for her manifestation. As I understand, she asked for time for a huddle to determine whether she will still conduct redirect. So, Senator Judge Lacson is recognized. You have 2 minutes, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Presiding Officer. Follow-up lang ito doon sa mga points raised by Senator Judge Rafi Tulfo kahapon relating to 3 similar cases. Ronald Mas, Mayor Baste Duterte, saka BP Sara. Hindi ko na bibelabor yung Ronald Mas and Mayor Baste kasi aware naman ako doon sa Rule 113 Section 5, yung sa warrantless arrest, na hindi pwedeng apply. Nagkamali nga yung NBI kay Ronald Mas, kaya na-dismiss yung case, di po ba? But I'm more interested in the cases of Mayor Baste at saka kay BP Sara. Kasi almost similar yung kanilang mga sinabi, pero I'm just wondering why you did not investigate Mayor Baste, pero si Mayor Sara, hindi lang kayo nag-investigate, nag-repair pa kayo ng complaint sa DOJ, hindi po ba?
Yun po yung amin pong ginawang investigasyon ay doon na po sa threat na sinasabi namin na pangkalawakan. Yung dito po kay Mayor Baste, kaya hindi po natin na inimbestigahan, isinasama po namin dito sa task force na ito to come out with the report eventually. But we have coordination also po with
Pero double standard. Bakit kayo nag-focus kay Vice President pero hindi nyo in-apply kay Mayor Baste? Halos pareho yung sinabi nila na maliwanag naman bukod doon sa January 2026 na ulit pa ng April 12, di ba? Na sinabing Romanov, threat against the first family, nasundan pa ng pupugot, ang kailangan lang namin yung ulo. So pero kay Vice President, halos ganun din eh. Pero bakit inimbestigahan nyo kay Vice President Sara at na-refer nyo na sa DOJ for PI, pero yung kay Mayor Baste parang unlevel na sa law enforcement investigation pa rin?
Sapagkat ang isa po dinedevelop namin dito na jury po is yung sabwatan. And alam po natin, if we go to court using the theory of conspiracy, medyo mas mahirap po na ipasok na kaso. Kaya it taking much time to develop the case po.
May request for additional time, Mr. Presiding Officer. Punta lang ko kay Las Cañas.
Opo.
Okay. Yung kay Las Cañas, ginamit nyo yung kanyang affidavit na sinabit sa ICC.
Tama po.
Parang pang-open source.
Tama
Not for
po, sir.
anything, di ba?
Not for anything po.
So
yes,
walang
sir.
evidentiary value ito.
Yun po ay ang basehan namin, kaya po namin iprinisinta. Isa po sa naging basehan namin doon po sa, isa nga doon sa 5 standards po natin na pattern of violence po.
Pero wala kayong intention na kung magpapile kayo ng kaso, isasabit yung affidavit niya na sinabit sa ICC.
As a matter of reference lang po for the purposes of establishing the pattern of violence. But to directly papanagutin po sa isang criminal or what, sa palagay ko po baka po hindi ito tatanggapin ng korte po.
Yeah, kasi kung open source, hindi nga tatanggapin ng korte.
Tama po.
Kasi kung open source, kung nag-extend pa kayo, in-expand nyo yung open source information gathering, dapat sana nireview nyo rin yung aming committee hearing dito. No? Yung na-mention kanina ng defense, na initially, deny talaga si Arturo Las Cañas tungkol sa DDS, EJK, etc. Eventually, nag-retract siya talagang 180 degrees. No? Sinabi niya, totoo yung EJK. Hindi ba dapat part din yun ng open source information gathering ninyo?
Tama po. Actually, nung binasa po namin yung affidavit, may isang paragraph doon na nagtukoy nga dyan na nag-testify as binawi. Ang sinundan na po namin dito, at naalala ko po, meron kasing new report do sa 24 oras after ng pre-trial po sa ICC, nagkaroon po ng interview kay Las Cañas kung saan sinasabi niya yung affidavit na ginawa niya na isinabit sa ICC, at nung kinukumpara po namin doon sa sinasabi niya, lumalabas na yun po.
Pangatlo na po yun.
So,
alam nyo, iba yung affidavit niya, yung kanyang testimony sa Public Order and Legal Drugs Committee. which as I said earlier, I chaired. No? Kaya alam ko yung familiar ako. Then after that, nag-retract siya. Talagang complete turnaround.
Tama po.
So I even consulted a retired justice na kaibigan ko, ano bang mas matimbang dito? Ang sabi niya, ang talagang jurisprudence, yung original na statement, ang mananaig, kesa doon sa parang binaligtad na statement. Which I also agreed. Ang point ko lang is, bakit parang namili lang kayo ng open source?
Tiningnan po
Kung
namin.
tinignan nyo yung sa ICC na sabit na pagkahaba-haba, sa akin nga po sinabi kanina, pangatlo na po yung magkaibang affidavits ni Arturo Las Cañas. May nauna, may pangalawa, pangatlo na po itong pinapakita sa screen kahapon.
Tama po. And we are also aware dun sa pagbali-baligtad. But on the news that I was mentioning po, Your Honor, mismong sinabi niya, pipirmahan yung affidavit at sinabi po niya, this is 186 pages. So nang tinitingnan po namin, yung statement na yan, tumugma. At pangalawa, it's been the subject already of an ICC. It's being used as an evidence. At least there is a legitimate court that looking into it, which it was considered na ibig sabihin, tinanggap po ng isang lehitimo na korte po.
Yeah, I'm not trying to put you on the spot. I'm just trying to be fair, no?
Apo.
Kasi gusto ko talagang maliwanagan para pagdating ng takdang oras, alam ko yung aking boto.
Tama
Maraming
po.
salamat po.
Salamat
Thank you,
po.
Senator Judge Lacson. Before the chair recognizes Senator Judge Rafi Tulfo, Senator Judge Aquino, and Senator Judge Padilla, chair will not. Sorry, I forgot about you, Senator Judge Pangilinan. Before Senator Judge Bam. Chair would like to call on the lead prosecutor again. Thank you for the sequence.
Thank you, Your
Yes. What is the pleasure of the lead prosecutor? Shall you conduct redirect?
Your Honor, the prosecution believes that we have sufficiently established that the threat to the President constitutes
Objection, Your Honor.
threat to the national
Again, Your
security.
Honor, inconsistent.
Counsel, you are once again reminded to kindly avoid
Yes, Your Honor.
conclusions of law. The question was simple, so I guess you will not conduct any further redirect.
Nonetheless, Your Honor, there are some manifestations that I would like to make.
As long as these are not conclusions of fact and law, Counsel, as
Yes,
you have
Your
been reminded and guided accordingly. You may proceed.
It is the position, Your Honor, of the prosecution that we have established already.
Objection, Your Honor. Again, this is a conclusion of fact and law, Your Honor.
Counsel, the counsel for respondent is correct. I will give the same limitation to whatever manifestations he will make in this regard. Let me do it for you. I guess you're not conducting any redirect anymore because you're
I have another
satisfied
manifestation, Your Honor.
and you're contented with the with the testimony given by the witness you presented. What is your second manifestation?
Nais ko
Prosecutor?
lamang pong liwanagin, Your Honor, kaugnay ng affidavit ni Arturo Las Cañas. Ito po ay ipresenta ng prosecution bilang bahagi ng testimonya ng witness, kagaya na po ng sinabi ng presiding officer ng 3 ulit, pinayagang ipresenta ang affidavit ni Las Cañas bilang bahagi ng testimonya at bilang bahagi ng naging investigation ng Special Task Force ng National Bureau of Investigation. It was never claimed by the prosecution that this affidavit is notarized. Kailanman po ay hindi sinabi ng prosecution na notarized ang dokumentong ito. Ito po'y ipresenta bilang bahagi lamang ng testimonya ng witness at bilang bahagi din ng investigation ng NBI. To conclude, Your Honor,
Short rejoinder on that, Your Honor.
The lead prosecutor is not yet finished.
To conclude, Your Honor, the prosecution finds it unnecessary.
Objection, Your Honor. Same ground.
Allow the lead prosecutor to finish.
The prosecution finds it unnecessary to conduct redirect examination.
Thank you, counsel. Duly noted. Do you
a
still
short-
want a rejoinder?
Just a
counsel,
short
for
rejoinder on the Las Cañas
Yes,
issue.
counsel.
Again, Your Honor, according to the rules, an affidavit must be testified.
Vice Presidente, meron pong nakapending ngayon na kaso. At kung ito po ay may file sa korte, that is the time that the court will issue a warrant of arrest. So meron po tayong prosesong sinusunod po.
Mali nga yung pagka-aresto. Actually, warrantless arrest yung nangyari noon. Pero meron bang nag-utos why it was done by the law enforcement people at that time? And what's the difference between the law enforcement back then and the law enforcement people now?
Well, I can only speak po for my bureau na NBI. We are making sure that we are following the process and the law. In any case, wala pong malaki o maliit na kaso. Ang tinitingnan po lagi natin dito ay ang ebidensya, ang batas at ang prosesong dapat pong sundin.
Okay. I'll give you an example. Halimbawa, yung nangyari ngayon na pagbabanta sa ating Pangulo, nangyari noon sa panahon ni Pangulong Duterte at nagbanta si Leni Robredo. Halimbawa lang, of course, Leni Robredo would not do that kasi I know, wala sa karakter niya. Nagbanta si Leni Robredo kay Pangulong Duterte at matindi yung outburst niya at pagbabanta. At ganun din naggagawa ng follow-up ang kanyang anak. What would have happened? Sa tingin niyo ba, possible na merong gagawang pag-aaresto si PRD tulad ng ginawang pag-aresto dun sa mga teachers, sa teacher, construction worker, at unemployed college graduate?
Well, respectfully, it's calling for an opinion but siguro meron po akong pwedeng pagbasihan. Base na rin po sa inyong sinasabi na construction worker, teacher ay inaresto dahil sa banta. Posible po. May possibility na baka arestuhin po kaagad ang Vice Presidente noon.
Thank you, Mr. Witness.
Thank you, Senator Judge Rafi Tulfo. Senator Judge Villanueva may proceed with his interjection when he's ready. You have 2 minutes, sir.
Thank you, Presiding Officer, Mr. President. Just two quick questions to our dear witness. Your Honor, malaking bahagi po, Director Matibag, nung sa talakayan dito sa korte at ng buong sambayanan, whether or not natukoy na ba yung sinasabing alleged tinutukoy ng pangalawang Pangulo doon po sa kanyang video. At binanggit niyo po na may inaasahan po kayong development sa loob ng 3 hanggang 6 na buwan. Maaari po ba niyong paliwanag, Director, sa pangkalahatan lamang po kung ano po yung layunin ng mga natitira pang bahagi sa investigasyon po ninyo? Just to clarify lang po, no? Kasi when you testified that the individual's identity will become clearer, does it mean, sir, that the Bureau is now focused on confirming or verifying the identity of a particular individual referred to by the respondent rather than determining whether such person exists in the first place? Kumbaga po, yung tanong lamang po dito, sinasagot po ay sino na yung kinontrata rather than hindi po yung meron nga bang kinontrata?
Your Honor, 2 bagay po para makarating po tayo dun sa kasagutan sa inyo pong katanungan. Una, sinabi ko nga po with certainty, meron kinontrata. Ano po yung basihan? Mismo ang Vice Presidente na publicly, it is an extrajudicial admission na tinanggap na niya at sinabi na niya na meron akong kinausap na mag-assassin o mamamatay tao para patayin ang presidente at siya ay pumayag. So that is an admission na meron po. Pangalawa, bakit po natin tinutukoy at tinahanap? Dito na po pumapasok yung kailangan natin siyang makuha, hindi upang sabihin na kami talaga ay nag-usap ni Vice Presidente. Kasi yun naman pong sinasabi ko nga, yung pag-uusap na may papatay at hindi naman nagawa, wala naman po tayong pinag-uusapan na krimen doon. Pero ano po ba ang tinutugunan namin sa paghahanap namin sa tao na yon, sa individual na yon? Yun na po yung sinasabi namin that we have to address the issue of national security, the safety of the President, which is a primary mandate of the National Bureau of Investigation. Sapagkat ang banta po sa Pangulo, kapag ito ay seryoso tulad po nitong banta na ito, ito rin po ay magdadaos ng ligalig, kaguluhan, at disrespect po sa ating law and order. And that is the very purpose of the existence of the National Bureau of Investigation.
Yung binanggit nyo ho na may mga persons of interest, so yun nga po, no? Tinutumbok na po nito na nandun na po kaya kayo dun sa sino ang kinontrata rather than meron nga bang kinontrata.
Tama po.
Clip B. Whatever you can picture, you can generate. Want something wild like a man closes his laptop and transforms into Iron Man? I mean, forget even watching it. Just make yourself.
Sa ebidensyang nakalap po ninyo, sabi niyo sa NBI at meron po kayong nakikitang impormasyon na nagsasabi ang, gusto kong malaman kung meron po kayong nakikitang impormasyon na nagsasabi na aktibo pa rin po ba ito noong 2024 kaya naging part ito ng inyong assessment sa kapasidad ng respondent?
Sa amin po investigasyon lumalabas na meron pa pong mga existing. At katunayan, without naming names, ganito po, ilagay na natin sa konteksto na nagsimula po kami sa maraming pangalan and we narrowed it down. Siguro ito na inaantay ng marami rin na finally ma-identify natin. We are narrowing it down already to less than 20 individuals at may mga pangalan na po kami nito. Sa katunayan po, yung iba po rito, kausap na po namin yung kanilang mga pamilya o kakilala. So, ganun po yung proseso. That's why sinabi ko, baka in 3 to 6 months, we can finally identify kung sino yung personalidad na yun po.
Let me wind up, Mr. Presiding Officer. No, in relation again to the Davao Death Squad that we were talking about, aktibo pa po ba sila noong 204? Aktibo pa rin po ba sila sa kasalukuyan sa inyong nagpapatuloy na investigasyon? Tinatanong po natin ito, Ginoong Pangulo, para malaman natin kung yung ginamit po ng National Bureau of Investigation ay base lamang dun sa historical background na binabanggit po kahapon o meron po na nakalap na mga bagong impormasyon ang NBI na hiwalay na impormasyon tungkol po dito.
Well, again, kanina po tinanong po ng kagalang-galang Senator Erwin Tulfo, we are not limiting it to the Davao Death Squad. Sabi ko nga po, meron pong mga aktibo pa sa serbisyo na men in uniforms at kasama rin po dito ang Vice President Sara Security Group po.
So even those who are actively involved right now, men in uniform, is that what you're saying?
That is something that I can say because general naman, it will
Kindly
not go
wind
to the
up.
identity.
That will be
meron
all,
po.
Mr. Presiding Officer. Thank you, Director
Salamat
Matibag.
po.
Salamat po.
Thank you, Senator Judge Villanueva. Senator Judge Aquino is recognized. You may proceed, sir, when you're ready. You have 2 minutes.
Maraming salamat, Mr. Presiding Officer. Isang tanong lang po kay Director Matibag. Doon po sa AO11, nakalagay po doon yung mga miyembro ng task force, no? At yung isang miyembro po doon ay mula sa Transnational Crime Division.
Opo.
Nabanggit nyo po nung isang araw na nasa punto na po kayo sa inyong investigasyon na chine-check po ninyo kung hindi lang ito isang tao pero kumbaga grupo na po ito or may plot, may ploy, may nagkukuntsaba para dito po sa posibleng pagpatay kay President Marcos. So nagtataka lang po ako sa AO11 kasama yung Transnational Crime Division. So my question is, sa inyo pong investigasyon, meron bang transnational nature itong posibleng pagpatay sa presidente? Meron bang foreign intervention or mga players na hindi po Pilipino sa inyo pong investigasyon?
Yan po ay isang sa purpose talaga kung bakit namin isinama para alamin kung sino po. Alam naman po natin, para patayin ng isang presidente, hindi po isa o dalawang tao lang nag-uusap dito. You need yung kakayahan mo, yung capacity doon po pumapasok. Kailangan ng pera, kailangan ng network, kailangan ng tao. So tinitingnan po natin ito lahat. Ngayon yung binabanggit po ninyo, kasama po sa ating tinitingnan yan. Pero ang isa pong mayoryang rason yan, yung pong mga pagbabiyahe ng ating Pangulo, we have to also monitor it because the possibility of endangering the life of the President during his time that is outside of the country, nandoon din po yan dahil sa threat.
So kaklaruhin ko lang ha. So yung pagkakaroon ng Transnational Crime Division dahil yan sa mga biyahe ng presidente, hindi dahil merong possible foreign intervention dito sa iniimbestigahan yung pagpaplano?
That is also an angle being considered, but that's not the main reason po.
Alright, salamat.
Salamat po.
Thank you, Senator Judge Aquino. Senator Judge Padilla is recognized. You may proceed, sir, when you're ready. You have 2 minutes.
Maraming salamat po aming ginoong tagapamahalang hukom at sa atin pong ginoong Pangulo. Meron po akong katanungan para sa prosecution. Sa akin pong mga kaibigan sa prosecution. Napakahalaga po sa bawat pagdinig ay yung nagsasabi ng katotohanan. Tama po ba?
Tama po.
Opo. Pagka ang isang witness po ay naging halimbawa ng paiba-iba ang sinasabi, ano pong tawag dito? Di ba po kasinungalingan?
This is a hypothetical question,
Apo.
Your Honor. You are not referring to any particular witness?
Si Las Cañas po. Yung inyo pong pinakitang affidavit,
Your Honor?
alam niyo po, hindi pa po ako tapos, kaibigan.
Good morning. Okay.
Lungkot po para sa amin na marinig na merong kayong ibinigay na affidavit na nabahiran dito po sa loob ng Senado. Dito sa plenaryo ng Senado ay nabahiran ng matinding masasabi nating kasinungalingan sapagkat magkaiba ang kanyang sinabi. October 3, 2016, sinabi niya walang kinalaman ang Pangulong Rodrigo Roa Duterte. February 20, March 6, na iba na ang istorya. Ang tanong ko po, ano ang tawag sa taong paiba-iba ang sinasabi? Di ba po sinungaling?
May I answer, Your Honor?
Opo, opo.
Kagaya po ng aking binigyang linaw kanina. At paulit-ulit na rin pong sinabi ng ating presiding officer.
Pakisagot na lang po kasi yun lang po ang tanong. Tama po ba o mali na tawaging sinungaling ang taong iba-iba ang sinasabi?
I'm sorry, Your Honor, but I need to qualify my answer.
Mr. Presiding Officer, isang simpleng tanong lang po.
The lead prosecutor may agree or disagree or state a different characterization. I can state a different characterization if I'm asked by the good Senator Judge. You may disagree or agree with the
Your
statement
Honor.
of the Honorable Senator Judge Padilla. Feel free to say no or yes, Counsel.
Kagalang-galang ng mga senator judges.